Hi, I'm Sayozita. Today I'm making an unusual spicy rustic gravy from Maharashtra for you. Dhangari Mutton. This recipe has been inspired by the Dhangari Mutton recipe from the restaurant at T3 Farms near Kola. It was showcased by Chaitanya vlog some time back. It looked so good, I just had to try. Their recipe uses a secret ingredient that I haven't seen in any other Dhangari Mutton recipe. With that ingredient in there, all you need is a rice or roti and maybe some yogurt to make a complete meal. Can you guess what that ingredient might be? Well, let's head to the kitchen and find out. I'm going to quickly go through the ingredients. Mutton or goat meat washed and drained, 1 kg. You can also follow the same recipe for chicken. Onions need not be chopped too fine. Tomatoes also chopped. And here's my secret ingredient, spinach. In this case, it's in the form of my cooked spinach paste. Link for my video is right here. You can also just puree fresh spinach leaves for this. This is another ingredient that is optional, I would say, but I thought it gives a nice flavor and color, dark color that we want. Dehydrated methi or fenugreek leaves. I have dried these leaves myself, but you can also use fresh methi, washed and chopped. Besides that, green chilies. My paste already has some, so I'm only using 4. Garlic paste, ginger paste, some chili powder, turmeric, 2 special masala powders, goda masala and kanda lasun masala. It's available online, but I can suggest some alternatives for that. Besides this, we have just salt, oil and ghee. First, I'm going to cook the mutton. I've kept the cooker on medium-high heat. I'm just going to pressure cook it with a few seasonings. If you are making this dish with chicken, there is no need for pressure cooking. You can just simmer it in a saucepan. Green chilies, garlic and ginger paste, turmeric, hot chili powder and salt. Mix it in and just toss it without any oil until it browns a bit. That's good. Now we have to add water. It should be hot. I'm going to use the excess water from cooking the spinach for the paste and also from rinsing out the mixie. But plain water is just fine. Mix everything. The water measurement is not exact. If you have too much broth, it makes a delicious spicy soup. If you have a little less, just add water while putting the final dish together. It's coming to a boil now. We are ready to close the cooker. Now I've set it to pressure cook until the meat is about 90% cooked, 20 to 25 minutes after the pressure builds up. The last 10% of the cooking process will happen along with the gravy. And now while the mutton is cooking, we are going to make the gravy. So I'm going to slide this cooker over to the back burner and start on the gravy. I've kept a wide shallow pan on medium heat, but you can also use a kadai. Add the oil. I'm using cold filtered groundnut oil, which is a staple in Maharashtra. The meat is cooking in the background, so occasionally you will hear it let out excess steam, what we refer to as a whistle. The onions need not be super fine, but they should not be too coarse because they will take a long time to soften. We have to fry them until they are brown and completely soft. The darker the onions, the more camouflage the green color of the spinach and the darker your gravy. The salt will help the onions cook faster. Lower the flame to ensure that the onions do not brown too much before they are fully cooked. And cover the pan. This will hasten the process of cooking the onions. They're beginning to brown now. And it's almost done. It has become a darker brown and is quite soft. So now we can add the other seasoning. Hey, that's the cooker whistle. Add the tomatoes and toss. The heat can be quite high at this time since the tomatoes have plenty of moisture. You can also use pureed tomatoes if you like, or even tomato paste. Moisture in the tomatoes will loosen any stuck-on seasonings. Scrape them out, otherwise they will burn. Cover the pan and allow the tomatoes to soften. Before that, I'm going to add a little bit of oil, say about half a tablespoon more. We had added 2.5 tablespoons earlier. It's been about a couple of minutes since I covered the pan and the oil is separating from the onion tomato mixture. Again, scrape anything that is stuck on. Break down the tomatoes as much as possible because we don't really want to see a single tomato in the finished dish. They will disappear during the final cooking stage when we simmer the gravy and the mutton together. Now we add our secret ingredient, the spinach paste. As I mentioned earlier, mine has some garlic and green chilies in it, so I've only used 4 green chilies along with the mutton. And dehydrated methi or fenugreek leaves will also make the gravy darker. The coriander leaves, I think I forgot to mention that earlier. And they can be coarsely chopped or not at all. They will disappear also, and they help to darken the gravy as well. All this while my flame has been on medium high, and now I'm going to lower it and allow it to homogenize. Sorry, I just realized the camera was off. I let the gravy simmer for about 5 minutes and then added the remaining spices, the goda masala, the kanda lasun masala and the red chili powder. Goda masala is a typical Maharashtrian garam masala. You can substitute a combination of roasted coriander powder, cumin powder and garam masala instead. And the kanda lasun masala is a spicy seasoned chili powder from Kolhapur. You can just substitute hot chili powder and add extra garlic in the gravy. All this info will be in the description box below. Authentically, this gravy is rather spicy. If you want, you can reduce the amount of chili powder for a milder dish. And I'm going to let the gravy cook for about a couple of minutes without a lid. Here it is 2 minutes later. This is good for now. You can see a tomato here and there, but nothing much, and those will all disappear. Now we have to wait for the mutton to be out.
And having this quick cup of tea while the mutton is in the pressure cooker. I hope you're enjoying this video of an unusual mutton recipe. If so, do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so I can give you more such content on a regular basis. I'll join you in the kitchen soon after I finish this.
Okay, pressure has released naturally and we are ready to open the cooker. Let's check it out. The broth smells wonderful. I'm going to take out a fleshy piece to see how well it is cooked. It's a bit hot to check right now. If it is slightly underdone, we will finish the dish by pressure cooking the meat with the gravy. But if it is almost cooked, then we will slow cook the gravy base and the meat together. We don't want the mutton to literally fall off the bone. It should be almost falling off the bone. Let's take a closer look. It seems to be a little tough still, so I will pressure cook my mutton. Of course, if you're using chicken, there is no need to pressure cook anything. If your mutton is nice and soft, then please do not pressure cook. Your mutton will get overdone. I'm also going to take some of this broth and keep it on the side. We may need to add it later, or we'll just have some soup. This is about 1.5 cups. And now we can add the gravy base to the cooker. That has become quite thick now. Mix it in and taste to see if we need to add anything. Here's the texture of the gravy, smooth and quite thick. I'm going to turn on the stove now so we can get a head start on the final cooking stage. It needs some chili powder, probably because my kanda lasun masala is not so spicy as the store-bought one, and some more goda masala. In the meanwhile, the gravy is coming to a low boil. Give it a good stir and then close it up for pressure cooking. If it is very thick, you can add some of the broth in. And now it shouldn't take very long, maybe another 15 minutes or so, and then we can check it out. I'm going to move it to the back burner again. I was running out of time because my guests are going to come soon. So I have removed the regulator before the pressure release naturally, which I don't usually like to do. But in this case, I think my mutton will be well cooked. And I just want it to be done before my guests arrive. That's a wonderful aroma, and look at that dark color. Let's check out a piece of mutton now. This one is similar to the one we had earlier. It's falling apart on gentle prodding, but still holding firm in the gravy. That's how it should be. Perfect. Here's how it was before. Add in the gravy remnants from the pan. I just rinsed them out earlier. Simmer for a few minutes. Last of all, add the ghee. About 1.5 teaspoons now, and the rest later just drizzled on top before serving. I think my Dhangari mutton is all done. I have increased the flame and I'm letting it boil furiously for a minute or so. Then I'm going to turn off the gas, cover the pot and let my mutton rest for at least 5 minutes before transferring it to the serving bowl. And here I am. I've served my meal with rice and roti. I do have guests coming. Dark Dhangari mutton in a katori, some crispy bhindi, capsicum curry and yogurt. It's quite delicious and a very different flavor from the usual kurmas and shakutis. Actually, just a rice or roti and raita will do. Remember, we already have plenty of vegetable in there in the form of our secret ingredient, spinach. Yogurt or a plain raita is good to have to cool down the spice in the dish.
Okay, we are all done with Dhangari Mutton. I hope you found it useful. Do check out my playlist on mutton dishes right here. I'll see you again next week. Thank you for watching.